Hello, my name is Te Ngaro no Mahanga and welcome to the 2015 Carrington Road Report. This broadcast is brought to you by students from Unitec's Department of Communication Studies. Being a student at Unitec can be the best time of your life, but there's always a possibility that things don't pan out the way you like. We all know that work, family matters, and external commitments can arise at any moment. This broadcast is aimed at security prevention in students' lives on and off campus. We'll be covering the struggles of being a Unitec student and ways of preventing problems from occurring in the future, from financial advice to some resounding interviews from key figures around Unitec. We begin the show with Courtney Tobin, who spoke to Jessamine Hogan about her house robbery and tips around preventing household burglaries.
Miss Jessamine Hogan, a homeowner in Remuera, Auckland, was burgled in late September where a large number of her personal belongings were taken. Among these belongings was her MacBook Pro laptop, which was activated with her Apple iCloud Find My Device feature turned on. After disabling the laptop's functions from her iCloud account, she was able to track the location of the computer once it was turned on.
The security features of laptops and devices are extremely useful. I would encourage others to utilise the benefits of them as well.
With the exact location of the stolen laptop visible from the iCloud account, Ms. Hogan was able to contact the local police and inform them of its whereabouts. The Find My Device feature on the laptop had led the police and Ms. Hogan directly to the stolen goods, which Ms. Hogan was able to take home that evening. Ms. Hogan has since activated the Find My Device feature on all her Apple devices to be able to track them if they were ever stolen or lost in the future.
Furthermore, Taman Daman speaks to a person who also got his house robbed and how insurance can help with the recovery process.
In an home invasion in which residents of a South Auckland home were left traumatized, Jesse Singh, aged 32, is a hard-working husband and father. The family had gone out for dinner on Sunday the 4th of October. Upon their return, Singh says he saw his house as empty as it was the day he had bought it. The police told Singh that the area was a hotspot for break-ins, but this was an odd case. Singh expressed his feelings about the situation, but said it's something that's not in their hands.
The experience of being robbed has left me and my family in shock. We can't stop anyone from robbing our property, but we can prevent it by maximizing the security.
The family have made their insurance claim, which is being processed. If it wasn't for insurance, I'd have to start from scratch again, said Singh. He encourages everyone to take full security measures to protect their homes and have insurance.
We are back. Hopefully Courtney and Tarminder's stories were able to inform you of some important prevention tips to consider next time you leave home. In other news, I had the pleasure of interviewing Andrew Happy, head of the Facilities Management team at Unitec, whose job it is to ensure every student on campus is abiding by the parking rules. I asked him a series of frequently asked questions that students need to hear. What are the prices for parking meters around Unitec?
It's $1.50 for a half day and $3 for a full day parking.
Have the prices changed in the last 5 years?
They haven't changed in the last 4 years since I've been here.
Are there any student deals regarding parking?
Yes, you can pay $100 for 6 months or $160 for the full year, which allows you to park in any of the pay and display areas.
So what are some of the common reasons for out-of-order parking meters?
The machines are broken.
Yep.
Sometimes they have communication problems if the network is full, so sometimes they may not process a FPOS card.
Sure. If all parking meters are out of order around a certain parking area, what is the best thing to do as a student?
Well, if the parking meters are out, we don't clamp in that area. But if people are worried, they could put a note on their car saying parked at such and such a time and the parking meter was not working. But I can tell here whether it was working or not on the software that we have.
Awesome. So overall, do you have any tips or advice for students who travel by vehicle to and from Unitec?
Oh yeah, just drive carefully around the campus. A lot of pedestrians here think that the roads are a footpath. So yeah, drive carefully. Ensure that you have change in case the FBOS card isn't working. You can put your $3 in. You won't be at risk of getting clamped if you're parking in a pay and display area.
Informing students about campus rules and student services early on helps them to get a head start in navigating their way through their first year without a hitch. Student engagement is integral to ensuring students have a sense of belonging because it ultimately leads to feeling safe and comfortable as a Unitec student. In relation to the previous story, Nishant Jan spoke to a student about how their car was damaged in one of the Unitec car parks.
Hi, my name is Paras Talwar. I live in Student Village. One morning I was coming to my class, so I parked my car in the parking behind 119, building number 119. So, like after 4 to 5 hours when I came back, I saw a scratch on my car. So I looked around for people if anybody could tell me what exactly who did it or what exactly happened, but nobody could help me. So I called the Unitec security. So I told them about the incident and asked them if they can look into the matter and do something about it. So they gave me the assurance that they'll get back to me. Then I would suggest students not to park in a secluded area. They should rather park in the area which is visible to people walking around. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
We finish up our interview content with a story from Rachel Moana, who interviewed Elijah Liafa about how he spent his course-related costs and the do's and don'ts around spending money as a student.
If students from all over New Zealand all say they aren't left with enough funding for their tertiary studies, then you'll think that's a clear hint. I study IT and needed a specific laptop for this course this year. The laptop came at $1,500 and I needed it by the second week of course. I also needed $500 to cover my tertiary fees and the Windows exam fees. I got a grant from StudyLink, but I am struggling to pay the other grant for exams. Yes, some blow it, but there are a majority of us who still struggle to make it week by week, and we're being punished for the actions of idiots. If they paid for the transport for students, that's $50 a week more I could put towards this debt. Or even if they implemented a new scheme where all tertiary students undertake a budgeting course before starting study, there would be less sick and struggling students who blow their course-related costs and go by struggling for the rest of the year until the next lot of cash becomes available. But it shouldn't be a struggle to further my education, and the fact that it is doesn't seem right to me.
It is everyone's responsibility to make Unitec a safe and productive environment. We can do this by having a positive attitude and a respect for one another. Finally, we have Unitec Student President, Matty O'Mara, who has a few words to say to first-year students preparing themselves for the long journey ahead.
Safety at Unitec, look after your classmates, respect them. If you have a late class, just remember to walk in numbers. If you're a female, you can always call on security and get them to escort you to your car. Treat others as you would do yourself, and just remember that there's a lot of help and support at Unitec, so just don't be afraid to ask for it. You've paid for it, so use it.
That concludes our Carrington Road Report for another year. A special thanks to all of our guests who have shared their knowledge and experiences to the wider Unitec community. With any luck, you'll be able to take something away from the stories on this broadcast, and that you are more vigilant during your time at Unitec, and that you take preventative measures if such issues arise. The executive producers for this report is Philip Cass and Steve Elmers from the Department of Communication Studies. This has been Te Ngaro no Mahanga for the 2015 Carrington Road Report.